Hello and welcome to episode 56 of the Heart of Markness podcast. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Coming up on Memorial Day weekend here in the good old US of A. Looking forward to a 3-day weekend. It's, on one hand, I'm back to working almost full time. I mean, it's 5 days a week, but it's not 40 hours a week yet, but it's better. It's better. Hopefully it's enough. Well, I mean, it's going to be enough, but, but I got to admit, it was nice being home, aside from the anxiety and existential dread and the, oh my God, what's happening to society. I like sleeping in, yo. Alrighty. Howdy, howdy. The topic of tonight's podcast is Led Zeppelin. You don't say. I know. I figure I'd branch out. 1975, Long Beach, California, March 11th. And at least according to the notes that came with the recording, this is Mike Millard's first Led Zeppelin recording. Or at least the first one that was extant, or at least the first one that was extant at the time that the notes for the tape were written. Anywho, apparently there's also a soundboard recording of this night too, but the sound on this tape is perfect. Perfect. Nigh on perfect. The way that the Tick, remember the Tick? He was in a couple of TV shows that were kind of okay, and a comic book in the early 90s that was hilarious. He was nigh invulnerable. This recording is nigh perfect. It's just about there. And I'm featuring it, first of all, because I'm developing a love for the 75 shows. And I was in a chat room over the weekend of Zeppelin folks, and they were talking about, somebody dropped the comment that everybody at another website dedicated to Led Zeppelin, everybody on that site was in love, couldn't get enough of the 75 tour. And I'm kind of in that state now. I can absolutely get enough of the 75 tour because every song is 100 hours long, and it's just indulgent. But the ones that are good are really, really good. And I remember listening to this tape probably 30 years, at least 30 years ago. I think I might have had this on vinyl, or a friend of mine had it on vinyl and I had a tape of it. And what sticks out, aside from the clarity, the insane clarity of this recording, which is, again, Mike Millard with his Nakamichi and his AKG stereo mics in the wheelchair. Good stuff. God bless him. What stuck out quality-wise, well, aside from the quality, was the Woodstock / San Francisco part of Dazed and Confused. You know, if you're going to San Francisco, where Jimmy's playing that ascending and descending riff that end up being Achilles' Last Stand. And, it's Woodstock, because when Robert's saying, "We are stardust," or bursts, or whatever it is, and Jimmy's doing that with the wah-wah, it's letter perfect, or at least it is to me. It was an imprinting. You know, like when a baby duck is born, if it sees a ping pong ball, it imprints that that's its mother. You know, an imprint is a hard setting, like a setting in the BIOS of a computer. It's a pain in the ass to change, and it's a little bit dangerous. That's what this was with me. The very first Dazed and Confused, where I heard that perfectly. And what about The Song Remains the Same? Yeah. You know, I never really listened to The Song Remains the Same, because back in the early days, I didn't like the long, super long songs. And Dazed and Confused didn't do it for me, because I was very much into things like the ocean. First of all, the title matched the lyrics. Yeah, it was a pain in the ass. But in any case, this one is what did it for me. This is the one I think of when I think of Dazed and Confused. That Woodstock, from Dazed is what's in my head when I think of it. That's the picture next to the dictionary entry in my mind, sonically. But I'm endeavoring to not babble for 15 minutes before we play music because we have a 30-minute Dazed and Confused to get through. And when trying to find the songs, because every song, almost every song is at least 10 minutes long. And if I play with the Dazed and Confused, it would be at least an hour of music. What's the problem with that, Mark? Well, not everybody wants that. And since I'm part of, and I don't want that necessarily, unless it's unbelievable, like you have to hear this. As I've done. Sometimes I'm like, sorry, man, it's an hour and a half podcast. You have to hear every note of it. It's that important. This one, it's Dazed and Confused. It's a great Dazed and Confused. And I don't know what's in my mind or in the collective minds. 75 never had a good reputation to me. Because the recordings I've heard, including this one, were not unbelievably tight and succinct and on the ball and high energy like the 71 and 70 shows are. But they are awesome. And they're really, 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 really fun. The ones where the band is on. And it's not like 77 where, I mean, I tried to find a 77 show to play because it's underrepresented on the podcast. But I just don't like it. I don't like it. Even the stuff where it's like, well, that was really good. The best of 77, unless it's the acoustic set, unless that acoustic set was taped by Mike Millard or was from Cleveland on the 27th of April, which was the first one I'd heard. So that is imprinted in my mind as their acoustic set. I would rather listen to just about anything, unless it's 1980, than 77. Unless it's exceptional, unless I'm really in the mood. I tried listening to a New York show last night. I think it was the 13th of June, 77. But I don't know. Maybe just the vibe is what I don't like. I mean, the playing is certainly a drop in quality. And I don't know. See, shit. All right, we're starting to ramble again. Focus. You can do this. You're a grown-up. You're a strong, independent woman. Okay. Hi. What I was saying was, in selecting the songs for tonight, I reached out to the community because, my goodness gracious, we have a community. And it's been very active and more active. And it seems like the more energy I put into it, I get energy tenfold back. And so I asked the folks on the Twitters and in the Facebook group, what songs stand out to you? Like, obviously I'm playing Dazed. And I got a list of about 5 songs. I'm not going to play them all, but the ones I liked. Some people said Sick Again. I don't like that song. I don't like it on the album. It's after, like, hats off to Roy Harper on those lists of, like, what's the worst Zeppelin song? And everyone has to have the caveat, Led Zeppelin really didn't put out any shitty songs because Led Zeppelin was perfect. However, I don't like Sick Again. I don't know. I don't like it at all. I don't like it on Physical Graffiti. I don't like it. So we'll feature it someday because I want to feature everything. The same way you'll notice I haven't featured like Misty Mountain Hop or Friends or That's the Way. I don't think I have. The things I don't listen to because, first of all, I don't know which one is the best one ever. And second of all, there's no way I would know because I don't like it. I mean, it's like, Mr. Donahue, yes? Would you like to be kicked in the nuts? I would not. Well, if you would, how would you like to be kicked in the nuts? I don't want to be kicked in the nuts. There's you can't put a bow on it and make it good. All right, drifting again. All right, so you know what we're gonna do? Let's just listen to Over the Hills and Far Away. Okay, it's kind of a barometer that I use, and other people do too. This is not my thing. For like, how's the show gonna go, Jimmy? Is Over the Hills and Far Away. You can gauge a lot. I mean, Jimmy shifts gears as he either comes out of a stupor or goes into one, or hits the groove and rides it and has moments of brilliance. Like in 77, there's songs where he's amazing. And then you get to 1980 where there's phrases that he plays that are amazing. 75, he's pretty on it. Sometimes he's a little sloppy, which I understand because A, more drugs, more partying. B, broken finger. So more drugs, more alcohol to numb the pain, because imagine the pain of a broken finger, and then the muscle and tendon pain of compensating. You know, when you twist your ankle and you walk a little funny, then everything's fucked up. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Over the Hills and Far Away. It's a good one. The recording is insanely good. And the sound is good, and it's all good, yo. All right, Over the Hills and Far Away, March 11th, 1975. See you in a few.
It starts like this. I need maybe more than enough. Oh, darling, 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 walk a while with me. Oh, you've got so much. I really need so much. I have to have so much.
that was lovely. It's a fun song. It's a pretty song. And it's good. It's good to hear Jonesy and Bonzo lock in and just get in that groove, that bum 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 bum, and let Jimmy go off. And I like it because it's an unusual mode in which Jimmy plays for that song. It's not blues bass, at least directly. It's neat. You don't get to hear him stretch out in that mode much. I used to know what it was. For some reason, I'm thinking Aeolian, but I don't know. In any case, it's neat. Let us move along, shall we? The 75 tour in support of Physical Graffiti. I think it was out at this point. I should look that up. You know what? Watch this. We live in the future. Hope this works. Hey Siri, what was the release date for Led Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti? We'll see.
Physical Graffiti, remastered by Led Zeppelin, was released on February 24th, 1975.
That's fucking terrifying. Yet easy and convenient. And that's how they get us. All right. February 24th, 1975. This is March 11th, 1975. Ergo, the people in this concert were familiar with Physical Graffiti. That's nice. Let's listen to... I've got Kashmir queued up here because I like it. I typically don't like 75 Kashmirs. They're a little primitive in a way, like everybody's feeling their way around it, or it just hasn't... But in any case, Jonesy has his Mellotron set up and good to go, and they're going to play us some Kashmir, and I like this. It is strong, it is strident, Robert's in good voice, and the clarity of this recording makes it a pleasure. Sometimes something like this on a subpar recording or a dry soundboard that doesn't have a great sound, it sounds a little less appealing. But now you get a little bit more life, and you get the sound of the crowd, and you get the sound of the arena instead of just a dry soundboard tone. It's good stuff. Plus, it's Kashmir. So let's listen to Kashmir again. Not again. Let's listen to it for the first time. It's again for me, first time for you. I had to go in and make sure it was safe. See you in a bit.
Stars to fill my dreams. I am a traveler in Just a minute, just a minute. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Sweet mom started crying. Ooh, oh, baby, started lying. Yeah. Just a minute, just. Ooh, yeah. Oh, it's no
The balls these guys had. I mean, it's a beautiful song. Kashmir is everything they say it is. It lives up to every bit of hype. It's just as majestic as they say. The time signatures are cool. And if I were a good person, I would have looked up why rhythmically it's super cool. If I remember correctly, shit, I'm sorry, guys. I should have looked this up because it's really cool if I knew it with precision. I believe Bonzo's playing a different time signature than the rest of the group. So that, and it works, but every X number of measures, they sync up again for that one, boom, and it really affects it. Man, why don't you look it up and you get a gold star. But aside from the fact that Kashmir is awesome, the album version of Kashmir is spectacular. And it's thanks to Jonesy, because Jimmy's guitar riff is cool, but what makes it insane is Bonzo, of course, and then Jonesy being able to play the Mellotron, and on the album, write the arrangement for the string and the brass. It's all them. That's their powerhouse. They're all brilliant. All of them. And it's why, and Kashmir is a perfect encapsulation of why that is, and it's a manifestation of that as well. It's an amazing song, and doing it in 1975 with 1975 technology and relying on the Mellotron to provide everything melodically that Jimmy Page doesn't in that song, and it's a lot. That's why they call out Jonesy for that, and the calling out of Jonesy preceded this as the end of the Rain song. But they hear it before this song and after the Rain song. Jonesy's playing while Robert's doing his Robert talk, and just like bam, 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 wham, just tuning it, because the Mellotron is a series of rotating tapes, and each key, instead of being like a synthesizer which replicates a sound wave, or these days a sampler that just plays a digital sample of whatever, like I need a middle C in cello, here's a cello playing middle C. This instead has, for however many keys it has, each key has a rotating tape loop playing that note in whatever instrument you have it loaded for. It's really old school. It's super complicated analog stuff that works because it's remarkably complicated and really finicky. And can you imagine tuning that tapes, and then the stage lights as it gets hotter and hotter, raining down? And I don't know what color the thing was, but it probably was a dark color, which makes it warmer. Plus the stage gets warm, and tape stretches. And then it gets cold in the truck when they're driving. Tapes contract. And because it's analog, if it stretches, it changes pitch. So keeping that fucking thing in tune was a nightmare. So it was very meticulous, very hard to do. And oftentimes things, if it's not perfectly in tune, it sounds a little shambolic. It sounds a little shitty. And in the same way that when Jimmy's guitar isn't in tune, like I think it was the Rain song, or The Song Remains the Same, the 12 string that Jimmy played, Robert said was out of tune, but that wasn't really the case. It was just Jimmy he had sticky fingers. The guitar, I think, was in tune. And sometimes Jimmy Page has sticky fingers and sometimes he doesn't. Yeah, I guess he did at the beginning of the show. Still was good. But let's move ahead, shall we? As Bill Burr says, plowing ahead. What do I want to play for you now? We got Kashmir. I'm not going to go in order of the songs, because then we'd have to play Dazed and Confused, and you can't play a half an hour song and then follow it up with something else, because the focus is broken. The audience is tired. So, let's play one of the people in the Facebook group. Oh, I think it was David, who I believe is a patron. So I am bound by blood. Suggested the Whole Lotta Love and the funk thing. And my initial reaction was no. Because Jimmy, towards the end of the show, by the end of the show, the Les Paul is a little sloppy. It's a little out of tune. And with his guitar tone, unless he is dead spot on, it sounds a little yucky to these ears. But I listen to it and it's fun. And sometimes the funk thing doesn't work because sometimes Jimmy, it's almost always Jimmy, can't lock in because it's tight. It's it's fast ass shit. Not easy to play. And it really syncopated, and the time it's tough. It's tough to play good funk like that James Brown kind of holy shit funk. James Brown was James Brown because he was a taskmaster and he was a perfectionist, and his band was insanely tight. In fact, I think it was him, maybe it was Buddy Rich, but I think it might have been James Brown who, if you made a fuck up, if you fucked up during the show or had an oops-a-daisy, he would fine you. You know, it may not be a lot, maybe like $5, but you know, if you screw something up, and he would catch it, and he would catch it because it was his focus before he went off the rails with the angel dust, and the speed, what was insane. He would fine you, and thus they could play these ridiculously fast, almost staccato rhythms with precision, and that's not something Jimmy was always up to every night, but he was tonight, and it's fun. It's fun. They don't do Sex Machine, or at least they don't do the Sex Machine that I love with the baby, 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 yeah. I just love that too, even though that is sloppy as hell. All right, we're again rambling. Pull it in, tighten it up. Be a professional, Mark. I am a professional, Mark. I've been a Mark all my life. All right. Let's listen to Whole Lotta Love. It's a short Whole Lotta Love. It's not a bluesy Whole Lotta Love in 75. It's not all those great rock and roll medleys. It's one Whole Lotta Love, theremin and funk, theremin and funk, theremin and funk, the end. For 7 minutes, you're going to like it. I think you will like it. It's a lot of fun. And the band is tight, and you just shake your head. Even if you don't like the funk, how can you not like the funk? Everybody likes the funk. All right, listen up. Yikes. That was an abrupt cut. Sorry. But then it just goes into hey mama said the way you move, and I sang it with more gumption and precision than they played it. So you ain't missing nothing, folks. And let's not forget, you can always download this show from my website, heartofmarkness.com. Once I get it uploaded, it's a big one because it's a 75 show, so it's like a gig and a half. So I'm going to upload that after I finish recording this. So hopefully by tomorrow, which is Friday, or at least by the weekend, it'll be up and you can download the whole heckin' doodle show. See, I didn't say goddamn. So, and you can enjoy it. You really enjoy it. It's a great, if you can listen to 3 CDs worth of 1975 Led Zeppelin in one sitting, go for it. I have trouble because I tend to I can't just have it necessarily playing in the background while I'm doing something else, because as you can tell, I'm kind of scatterbrained, maybe a little bit of ADD, but which means I'm either intensely focused on what I'm doing. Like if I'm gaming, I'm playing something like Civilization, and I have this show playing in the background, I don't hear it because I'm focused on this. Or I do hear it, and that pulls me in, and I'm totally focused on it, which happens all the time, and then I'm not paying attention to whatever I'm watching or reading or whatever. So I don't really sit through many full concerts anymore. I do try to, and I do give a listen to whatever show I'm going to do for the week. Like I listened to as much of this last night as I could. I skipped Moby Dick because I don't think I'm ever going to be like, here's Moby Dick, see you in half an hour. It's awesome, but I don't know, maybe I will. Who knows? Who knows? I saw a compilation somebody shared with me of the ultimate Led Zeppelin concert. And it was very tongue-in-cheek because it was like, oh, that's cool. And then upon closer inspection, it's subjectively the worst performances of every single song. Like the oh my God performances. And brilliant. Genius. Genius. I've met some good folks this past week and found some really cool new resources. And I feel good about it. It's good to have different perspectives and different things to draw upon, because I like this podcast and I want to keep making it better and better all the time. And in order to do so, I have to up my game every week a little. Incremental progress is the key. But also, if I can find other sources for things, if I can find other perspectives and things like that, I can bring more to the table and more to you, the valued listener. All right. Well, since I've already talked about my website, let's get the social media stuff out of the way. I am on Twitter at Heart of Markness. Follow me if you wanna. I have a Facebook group, the Heart of Markness Facebook group. Come join me if you want to. There's a bunch of cool people there, and a bunch more all the time. And as I said, things are popping. There's actual like threads and discourse and back and forth, and there's really nice people there. So if you like Led Zeppelin and you're on Facebook, which demographically you probably are, jump on in. Hang out. There's some good stuff there. I mean, I know there's a million Led Zeppelin groups in there, and if you're already in a million or you just don't want to, that's totally cool. But there's good folks on there, you know, and it's a friendly place. It's a place you can call home. So consider it, if you would. Then, of course, there's the aforementioned heartofmarkness.com, where you can find the podcasts, some extra stuff here and there when I get to it, and most importantly, where applicable, the shows that I feature. And that includes the bonus episodes that I've been doing during this whole plague business. So there's a lot of shows from other bands and other artists. Warren Zevon, Neil Young, Tom Petty, David Bowie, yes. Who else? The Who, Stevie Nicks, Fleetwood Mac. Shit, a ton of people. And a ton more to come, because I enjoyed doing it. Oh, Rolling Stones. Perhaps you've heard of them. But there's also a wonderful opportunity for you to directly support this podcast and the podcast creator, i.e. me, through these troubled times. If you want to be a patron, I have a message. I'm on top of my shit here. If you want to be a patron, you are welcome to. If you're a patron at $10 a month or more, you get an extra podcast every month just for you, because you're better than everyone else at that point if you're a patron. And I have to do my I'm halfway through it. It's going to be a good one this month, guys. It'll be out. Excuse me. That's my he's bullshitting cough. I'll get it done this weekend. I've got a couple ideas for it, and if I aim too big, it all falls apart. And I also just don't want to wing it and just be like, here's Led Zeppelin. Thanks for giving me money. But it'll be a good one, guys. I'll get to that. Yes, and you can get that. And they've had some good stuff, guys. Stuff you don't have. Stuff you'll never have. And what is it? Can't tell you. Got to be a patron to find out. And here we have the honor list for this month's patrons. These are the folks that pay for the web hosting for heartofmarkness.com, pay for the hosting for the podcast on SoundCloud, pay for it, that's not a bullshit cough, pay for the hosting on Mega, which is the file hosting platform on which I host the concerts that you download for free. Every single thing costs money. Pay for the microphone with which I'm talking to you now. Thank you, Jeremy. And, give a little bit to yours truly, so I feel good about myself. Helps out my life, literally, because I'm not a wealthy man. So this is the kind of thing where it has a direct effect. It's not like, oh, look, more money. It's more like, oh, look, more money. Cool beans, man. Like I had to fix my stupid laptop last week. It was kind of a success. I didn't break it. I didn't make it worse. But the fan that I replaced, there's two in there. The one that wasn't turning that I replaced still isn't turning. But in taking the laptop apart and blowing out all the little fins, it's got fins like an air conditioner. And it's 9 or 10 years old now. I blew it out with a can of air once I had it completely disassembled. And it's about 15 degrees cooler now. So it now is safe to go, but it's not down where I want it to be. But it's totally in an area where, I don't have to worry about it. So yay, I count that as a success, along with the fact that I didn't either throw it out the window in a fury or break it due to incompetence. I was a good boy. I was meticulous, and I feel good about it. All right, what's that have to do with being a patron? Nothing other than the fact that I would love it if you were a patron. Now, it really helps out, and let's hear the honor list for this month. Everybody, all rise. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to Avi, Bill, Brad, Danielle, David, other David, Mark, Mimo, Peter, and Tracy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is upon your shoulders that the entire podcast rests. Thank you, you princes of Egypt, you titans of industry. Okay, we're still not done, but he's giving his wrapping it up speech. Yeah, I know we're still not done, but he's almost an hour in. I know, we still have Dazed and Confused. Oh my God! Yeah, so let's get to it. We'll wrap it up. Well, we have wrapped it up. So now, what we have to do is listen to 33 minutes of Dazed and Confused. I'm sure some of it's applause. I will trim it out. We can do this. Go to the bathroom. Talk to your kids. Plan for the future. Strap yourself in. Take your shoes off or put them on. And listen to this. This is why they're legends.
I didn't see her on the way in. Verbal diarrhea. A long time ago, when I was 19, we all got together in a room that cost $2.50 for a week, just in case it didn't work, to see if it could work. The second thing that we tried made us sure. The first thing that we did was sign a contract. The second thing that we did, we were really sure that we should be together from now until the ultimate finale of the big bright light. And this is the second thing. Lots of people talking, pretty few of them I know. Soul of a woman is created below. You're the try to quit you, baby, but you give me come on, come on, come on, come on. Hear what I say? I wanna make love to you, little girl. 25 years, 25 years, 25 years. Push me, darling, I can't take too much of that. So come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Show me the way. I wanna make love to you, little girl. 25. 25. the garden. Back to the garden. Back to the garden. Back to the garden.
Mm-hmm.
On guitar, Jimmy Page. That was a combination of key.
Well, when it works, it works. And it worked. It was really good. Did it need to be a half hour long? No. But it was 1975. Everybody else was playing. I mean, Pink Floyd, 75, in a half hour, they'd still be on the same song. And it would just be wow. A lot of it. And I love Pink Floyd. Yes, same thing. The Grateful Dead. Jesus, get me started. So, it is of the times. Indulgence to the max, to the point of ego over content. And but it was collectively. It wasn't just them. They were just the highest point of success and talent, and therefore the light shines on them first. But I enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed it too. All right. I'm spent. Are you? Okay. Well, thank you for listening. I'm going to get, we've got Memorial Day weekend, a 3-day weekend here in the States. I don't know about the rest of you folks globally. Hope everybody's doing okay. Hope everybody's healthy. Hope if you need to get back to work, you're able to get back to work, even though it's scary. I get why they're doing it. I don't like the part where people are just losing their shit like monkeys because they can't do what they want. I get that. I'd like to do what I want too. I do have more sympathy and more empathy. I get wanting to open businesses up because you can't stay closed for months and survive, most businesses. And you can't stay unemployed for months and survive, most people. Everybody's got to eat. So we'll get through it. It's happening one way or the other. And thank you very much for listening. I'm going to try and get it's a holiday weekend. I don't know what I'll do. I'm going to try and get at least another bonus quarantine episode out before the next podcast. I got to get the patron-only podcast finished up. And I got to think about what I'm going to do next week. I'm leaning towards the Firm. What? Mark, you don't even like the Firm. Like, yeah, I know. But, maybe. I've had some fresh perspectives on it. And honestly, hearing from people who are at the shows humanizes it a little and gets me to listen to it. And some of those British shows are really getting to me. I didn't like the Wembley show. That put me off. I was like, oh, this isn't that great, guys. Come on. But the shows before that, I think Edinburgh is one. It's pretty good. I mean, they were a good band. It's not like they played poorly. It's just, the music, it didn't really move me much. Although Satisfaction Guaranteed was amazing. Top shelf. And live Midnight Moonlight was good. I don't like the album version. And I don't know. Anyways, let's wrap this up, folks, shall we? Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate it very much. If you're of a mind to, Be a patron, consider it. If you're of a mind to, leave me a review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to. It helps the search algorithms, everything every other podcaster says. It's true. Leave me a review if you would, if you're of a mind. I would deeply appreciate it, and it would directly affect me. Positively, no matter what you say. So thanks. Be nice to each other, and I hope everybody's happy everywhere, forever.